Hello beautiful people, I'm RaishPhoenix, and in today's video we're going to be talking about confidence. If you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button and click the bell so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. I wanted to talk about confidence today because I've been watching the show called Rhythm and Flow on Netflix, and I always find it super inspiring seeing other creatives, whether they're artists who are like rappers, singers, and performers, or they're artists like working with a canvas and painting or digitally painting. Whatever type of creative, even dancers, like, there's this moment where they're performing or they're doing their craft and they're no longer like physically in front of you. And when I say that, I mean like you can see that they zone into the space internally that kind of just flows as like an energetic creative way of bringing what's in their mind to fruition and showing that to you and allowing you to feel it and be in that space with you. And it's so inspiring seeing all of these artists perform and work with other artists, do rap battles. It's so inspiring because the level of confidence, like, I feel like it's been a while since I felt fully confident. This year has been a lot of navigation, a lot of internal work, a lot of dissecting traumas that have stuck with me and I didn't even know, understanding my emotions, understanding how I work, getting to know myself better. So I've been so focused in unlearning and just becoming a better version of myself, that when you're moving things around internally and figuring out what you want to get rid of and what you want to keep, it's very difficult to have confidence in that moment because you're figuring it out, you know? Not to say that when you're figuring something out you can't have confidence, but there are moments this year where I feel like because of so much internal work and pursuing my dreams, like, that is crazy. It's a lot to process. It's a lot to think about in terms of what I'm doing, how I'm going to do it, how am I going to follow through with action, and then understanding the type of person I am, how I can become better for where I want to be, saying no to people I've never said no to before, understanding that it's important to just be true to myself, like, as cheesy as that sounds, just to be true to myself, figure out what I want in my life and stop thinking about what people want from me, you know. It's a lot. It's a lot to emotionally go through and to dissect and feel, you know. And seeing these artists, as I was referring to on Rhythm and Flow, the level of confidence they have is amazing. It's like I feel it from the TV screen, and I'm so inspired by watching this show. Like, I love seeing stuff like this, like seeing artists, hearing their story, hearing what they want to do on this path of performing, and their vision, their message, the way it affects the way that they spit, the way that they say whatever they have to say. Like, it's so inspiring and beautiful. And it kind of makes me think about, like, how can I build more confidence in myself? Like, why, or when was the last time that I felt really extremely confident? And I feel like the last time I felt extremely confident, like I didn't feel like anything was standing in my way, was when I was working at a retail job, because money has a funny way with messing with my emotions and a lot of other people. But it's like when you have stability and you know where you're getting your next paycheck and you know what you want to buy and you can just work for it, and if you don't have money this week you can wait another week or 2 weeks and get another paycheck. It's like there's less to worry about in terms of being able to afford things, like less to worry about. I'm going to say that in quotes because everybody's situation is different, but in my particular situation, the things that I was buying and whatever, like, I worked for what I wanted to get, you know? And now that I'm self-employed fully right now at this moment, I don't know when my next paycheck is, you know? The last time I made money was like months ago. Like months ago, you know? And that's tricky because the next thing I want to do is like I want to open a personal shop, but it's like to open a personal shop, I need to have the money to open a PO box. I need to have the money to buy the things I want to sell, like to buy the prints, to be able to make sure that the prints are okay, and if they're not, to reorder them. I need to be able to buy the stuff that I need to ship them out. It's like, yes, I can make money, but it's like the money that I want to make, there's so many steps. It's like I have to have a stable income to be able to do the things I want to do with my brand, you know? And I'm becoming more and more conscious of the fact that I really just need some stable income in order to pursue what I want to do. Because right now, the way things are going, it's very difficult. More than anything else, it's like I just want to give myself the best quality of life ever. And it's crazy because sometimes I forget that no is normal. And when I say that, I mean that a lot of people are going to tell you no. A lot of people are going to tell you that's not possible. You can't pursue your dreams. You're not going to succeed right now. You don't, like, you're dreaming too big. Or studios, like if you're a recording artist, it's possible that studios are, it happens a lot, even to the most well-known artists that we know right now. Like there are so many studios that turn them down before somebody said yes. And sometimes I forget that no is part of the process. Sometimes I forget that no doesn't mean no, you can't have it. It just means find your yes. Figure out why this space is a no, if it's the space you really want to be, and what you got to do to work hard to get there. Or figure out if this space that's saying no to you is the only space you can be at, or if there are other options for you. And I'm very highly aware of the fact that I'm the type of person that's like A or B. There is no in between. I'm just like either I'm doing this or I'm doing that. And what I'm really learning now is that, and I've been learning this, but it's becoming more and more apparent throughout like different phases of this year in my life, that I don't have to choose one thing and just be in that direction. I can do multiple things. I just need to figure out how to divide my time, and also like what I want out of the situation. Because it's very difficult for me to believe that I am capable of editing videos, filming videos, doing new makeup looks, filming that, editing photos, posting on Instagram regularly, finishing new art, creating new art, running a store, and on top of that, working a regular 9-to-5 job. You know, it's very difficult for me to understand how I can balance that. But it's crazy how, as human beings, we have this thing where it's very difficult and overwhelming to understand how we're capable of doing the things we want to do, until we put ourselves in a situation where that's the only option, and then somehow magically we make it work, you know? And I feel like that's kind of the direction I'm heading in now, where it's like, I just want to manifest things. I really want to materialize the things that are in my mind. And all that leads back to confidence, my ability to believe in myself, my ability to know what I'm capable of. It's kind of interesting how on this journey of self-love, it's like I'm educating myself on what does self-love look like for me, you know, like what makes me feel the most loved by myself, what type of activities can I do that make me feel better, whether it may be reading a book, taking a bath, I don't know, like watching massage videos, because I can't afford to get one right now, but watching it is highly soothing for me. But it's like, I need to figure out, or I've been figuring out, what self-love looks like for me. And right now, self-love feels like doing whatever I need to do to hustle and make the money I need to be able to pursue my dreams. Because I really just wanted to make it work. I wanted to just quit my job, work on my art, and within that year to be able to like have some type of stable income. But it's very difficult right now for like the way things are going for me right now. But I need to remind myself that just because I'm getting, or want to get a regular job doesn't mean that I'm giving up on my dreams. Like, it's scary, it's frightening doing things that I've already done in the past, but also understanding that because of the way it played out in the past doesn't mean that it'll play out the same way in the future. I think I have more clarity now on what I want from my brand, what to do with my brand. I think when I started in the beginning, I was kind of doing it and seeing where it went. Whereas now it's like, all right, I know what I want out of it. Like, I know what the next big step is for my brand versus, all right, I'm gonna open an online shop and see what happens, you know? Like, that was kind of where I was at first when I opened, like, my Society 6 and my Redbubble shop. But then now it's like, I want a personal shop. Like, I want to be able to send things out to you guys. I want to be able to write little notes and say thank you. I want to be more personable and have a connection with my customers, because that's important to me, you know, to be able to write little things like that. And like, even when I buy from somebody who runs their own shop, like, getting a little note that says like, hey, thank you Raish Phoenix for your order, like, that makes my heart flutter, you know, like, it makes me so happy, and I want to be able to share that same energy with others. And I know I'm obviously making this a very specific to like my point in life and like what I want out of life when it comes to confidence, but it's like I don't have any other direction to really come from other than my own perspective when it comes to confidence. But I'm really willing now to do what I gotta do to be where I need to be. Like, I don't know how many other people struggle with this in terms of like their road to building confidence, but it's like one of the biggest things standing in my way right now is myself. But specifically the fact that I'm so selfless that I make sure everybody else is okay before I check on myself. I think about others a lot. Or in the past, when I exposed myself to other people, it's like I was so overstimulated by my friends and their stories and their paths that I was always checking, are you okay? Like, how did things go for you after you did this? Or, you know, like, what's on your mind right now? Like, how can I offer you, I don't know, a better state of being? And now I realize how that hurt me, because I wasn't putting myself in a position of receiving. Like, that's what I'm really working on now. Like, being in a position of receiving love, but the love that I need. Because the love that I receive that isn't what I need hurts me. And it's very difficult to describe that, but it's like, someone will be like, hey, do you want to hang out? And then I'll spend time with them, but then after I spend time with them, I feel like shit. That's not the type of love I need. And the reason why I feel like shit is because the way they communicate is just not healing. It's like, you'll want to spend time with me, but then like while you're spending time with me, you're just making like jokes and degrading me with your jokes, instead of being conscious of the way that I feel in that moment and questioning if right now is a good time to be making jokes like that, you know? I'm realizing more and more, it's like, I really need to just be around energies that really feel healing for me. Like, I can't continue putting myself in spaces where I need to help others, or I feel the need to help others more than I help myself. Like, that's extremely unhealthy for me. And I think the biggest mistake I made with wanting to help others is feeling like helping others meant that I'm doing the work for them. Like, I realize now that because helping people is like the main goal of my art and what I do, you know? So I had to realize that I need a healthy boundary with helping others, and what does that look like for me? And now I realize that helping others does not mean me always doing the mental work for them of, okay, how do you reach the solution? Helping can be me giving advice and then them deciding what they want from that advice to apply in their life. I don't want to continue to put myself in a space over and over again on a daily basis where it's like, okay, what did you do yesterday? Why did you do it? Why don't you try this next time? It's like, I just want to be like, you know, this is a similar situation I've been in, this is what I did. Take what you need from it and apply it to your life if you want to, you know? Like, I can't do the work for people. I can tell people the work that I did, and I can tell them how I got there, but I need to learn how to separate myself from telling others what to do and feeling like if I don't tell them what to do, then I'm not good help, you know? But it's like most of my confidence issues stem from going so hard in that department of taking care of others or providing help for others that it makes it extremely difficult for me to just focus on myself sometimes. And I feel like if I focused on myself more, and if I put myself in more spaces in which people made me feel confident, like people praised me and people were supportive. And I mean, when I say praise and supportive, I don't mean like I want somebody every day, like waking up at 9 in the morning saying, "Hello, Raish Phoenix, how are you doing? Like, you're doing great." Like, it's like I don't mean it that way. I mean, like, I want to be surrounded by people who understand how hard I worked to be where I'm at, and being aware of how much I've overcome to reach the points that I have, even if I'm not where I want to be, but recognizing, hey, you successfully put out a video once a week for an entire month and you've never done that before. Hell yeah, let's celebrate that. Like, I need more of that. And I think obviously that plays a big role in confidence. Like, people who see and give you praise and support for what you've overcome, seeing that and identifying with your struggle, or not even having to identify with it, but just knowing that you've been through it and you're coming out stronger every step of the way. Like, that plays a very big part in confidence. And I think I can definitely say the last time I felt extremely confident, like I said before, was when I was working in retail, because my coworkers, who were like family to me, they saw how hard I worked and they would always praise me. And as much as I am humble and I don't ever want to feel like praising me makes me somehow better than anybody else. Like, I needed it, you know? Like, I really needed to hear, "You're good at this," or like, "I appreciate you for doing this task," you know? I never wanted it to make others feel in any way like I'm better than them. I just wanted to feel appreciated. I think that's what it comes down to, feeling appreciated for what you do. And I think that definitely plays a big role in confidence, just having that support system. But more than anything else, it's like I just want to provide for myself now. I see that if I want things to work, I really got to be willing to hustle and do whatever I need to do to get there. I think it's safe to say the reason why I have kind of like this lack of confidence, because it's there, it comes and goes or whatever. But it's like, I think the reason why I have this lack of confidence is because I feel like I haven't really been nurtured or raised in a way that kind of built confidence within me. It was kind of building structure and what's right to be done for that time period in my life. What I mean is, like, I was raised in a very traditional household, so it's like we had chores, we had certain things that had to be done by certain times, or when we're told to do something, we're supposed to do it. We don't question it, we don't think about it, we just do it. And it's like there wasn't much praise, at least to my remembering, there wasn't much praise for doing that. It wasn't like, you have the power to do this. It was kind of like, I told you to do it and you did it, cool, but if you didn't do it, I'm gonna raise hell, you know? And it's like living like that for years, it's like you kind of don't, or at least for me, like, I didn't really recognize my power. I didn't really recognize that I was capable of doing things and building that confidence. So it's like, I know how to get things done, and I'm mature, and I know, like, household things to do, like wash the dishes, make my bed, do laundry and stuff like that. But it's like, doing those things don't build confidence in yourself. It doesn't build like, oh, I know how to believe in myself when nobody else does, you know what I mean? So that played a big part, or I feel definitely plays a big part in my ability to believe in myself. And it's like this year has been so challenging, but I'm so grateful for it. It's challenging in the sense that like I'm literally relearning everything. Like relearning everything, like how I really want my daily routine to go and what I want out of my life and how I'm going to do it and how I'm going to get there. It's allowing me to really recognize that if I want something, I can get it. I just need to work hard for it, but also recognize that just because I'm not going 100 in one direction and I'm doing 60 in one spot and 40 in another doesn't mean I'm giving up. It doesn't mean that it's not going to work. It just means that I need to have more patience and figure out a way to make it work. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Bless up, and until next time, sending out much peace, love, and enlightenment. Bye, guys.